Hey everybody, Roxabox9 here with Tarkir. Spoilers Day 5. We got a whole bunch of great stuff to go over today, and we're just going to hop right in with Warname Aspirant. She, I believe, is a 2 for a 2-1 raid. It comes into play with 1-1 counter on if you attack this turn, so it's 2 for a 3-2 95% of the time. And it can't be blocked with creatures with power 1 or less, which is great because as a 3-2, often that kind of creature can be chump blocked early on. Here, it can't be blocked by creatures with power 1 or less. So that 1-1 Death Touch we just saw, not going to happen. This card is a very strong, aggressive 2 for a 3-2, fantastic for limited. I don't know if it's strong enough for standard, probably not. Mind Swipe, besides for the pretty cool art, X, a blue and a red for an instant, counter a spell unless its controller pays X, Mind Swipe deals X damage to that creature's controller. Okay, it's kind of a Fireball plus, I guess, conditional counter spell, and it's alright, it's rare. I think it'll have its explosive moments in limited, but I can't really see it being that amazing in constructed. Suspension Field is not Journey into Nowhere, even though it tries to be. 2, enters the battlefield, exile target creature with power, toughness, rather, 3 or greater until it leaves the battlefield. So it's not Journey, but it does hit bigger creature. I think the reason they didn't want it to be Journey is because it would have dealt with morphs, and I don't think they want to encourage that in the limited environment, but I think it will work very well with the big creatures in limited. It'll be a pretty powerful removal. Looks to be one of the better ones. Then we got Sandstep Citadel. Reminds me of Seaside Citadel from, which it's funny because Seaside Citadel is the Bant color, white, blue, and green, and here it's green, white, and black. Sandstep Citadel as a tri-land, opulent palace, and then it's funny to use the word opulent for necromancy people. And then Frontier, I don't know how to pronounce that. Bivac? I don't know how to pronounce that. So let me know how to pronounce it down below if you know how to pronounce it. But all of them look pretty cool. The art is solid, and not much else to say about them. They look great, as we expected. Mantis Rider, 3 for a 3-3 Flying Vigilance Haste. Boom! You know that card, Lightning Angel, from back in the day? That's 4 for a 3-4, I think, with the same abilities? Well, it just got an upgrade, effectively. But it's really boring. It's super strong, but really boring. It's just it's just a super pumped creature. It's going to be powerful, of course, in limited. May even make it to constructed. I mean, Flying Vigilance and Haste, 3 for a 3-3 seems pretty good, even if it's color specific. But, of course, in limited is where it's going to be the bomb. Kind of wish it was a little more interesting than this, but it's just a really solid creature. Not much else to say. Icy Blast, X and a blue for a rare. Tap X target creatures. Ferocious, if you control creature, blah, blah, blah. Then creatures don't untap during their... Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. Okay, so we've seen this kind of card before. It's kind of the glimpse of the Sun God or whatever that card was from Theros, but it's a rare. I guess for limited purposes, they thought it might be too powerful with Ferocious, or maybe they just want to highlight Ferocious, so they're taking a weaker mechanic and making it rare. I don't know why it's a rare, to be honest, but I'm sure it'll be strong and limited. Savage Knuckleblade. We've seen this art. It looks so scary. Awesome. 3 for a 4-4. 3. It gets 2/2 on the turn. Only get it once a turn, though. Still, 3 mana to make it a 6/6. 3, return it to your hand. Okay, that's anti-removal right there. Protects itself. Fantastic. And then a red, it gains haste on a turn. 4 for a 4-4 haste. That seems pretty good to me. And the fact that it works with Ferocious, 3 for a 4-4 as a rule is pretty good, even with the mana intensiveness. And the fact it can turn into a 6/6 at any point, as long as you have the mana, makes him pretty scary. I think he's going to be a really powerful limited bomb, even with the awkward colors. But I think the awkward colors give it a chance of struggling to see playing constructed, potentially. Empty the Pits. Kind of don't like the art that much, to be honest. It doesn't seem to fit the title. But okay, fine. This guy's climbing up out of a pit. XX and 4 black for an instant delve. Put X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, we've had cards like this in the past. What makes this one hard to judge is 2 things. 1, the delve. Basically, for each 2 cards in your graveyard you delve, you get a 2/2 black zombie tapped. Is it worth it? I don't know, but realize that this is instant speed, which is why it's a mythic. You can empty out your mana late game if you're a control deck and get a ton of 2/2 black zombie tapped creatures. It's a finisher of sorts for a control deck. Yes, it's 4 black mana. That does hurt a little bit, but realize that with Delve and a control deck, it shouldn't be too hard to get quite a good amount of zombies out of this on your opponent's turn. I think the instant will make it very playable in, say, Commander. Maybe even in Standard, it's possible. Depends on how the control decks go. And in Limited, it's going to be a great bomb, but it's awkward in a set with 3 colors because 4 black mana will be definitely difficult to get. Iffy card, I like it overall, but I'm not sure quite how powerful it is based on looking at it the first time. Love to see what else is going on. Hardened Scales, green for an enchantment. If 1 or more 1/1 counters placed on a creature, you put that many plus 1/1 counters on it instead. Okay, so it doesn't matter the number you put, but it gets an additional 1/1 counter. It seems good with the Outblast ability, and in Commander, I'm sure it's going to be a shoe-in for 1 green enchantment. It's really strong. That's probably why it's rare, but it's pretty solid. I like it. And the art's pretty cool too. Sultai Ascendancy wraps up our spoilers for today. Sultai Ascendancy is at the beginning of your upkeep. Look at the top 2 cards. This is from a Korean translation, so I'm not 100% sure it's accurate, but I'm pretty sure it is. 2 cards, put any amount of them in your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. I wonder if that's the correct text, but I thought I'd read elsewhere that there's put in your hand, put like 1 creature in your hand. And the rest, alright, based on what it says here, I'm not 100% sure this is accurate because it's Korean originally, but it's a Scry 2 that works very well with Delve and allows you to sort your cards every single turn. So even though it's only 1 ability, that still seems pretty good. That really does, and it works, of course, very well with Sultai. Spoilers for today. Let me know what you guys think about them down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, tap that like button. If you're new to the channel, check in and subscribe for more Khans of Tarkir spoilers coming to you real soon. As always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.